Good team win tonight. We challenged the team to improve, even though we had won the last 2 games. I didn't feel like we had improved those 2 weeks, and we asked our guys to do more. Do we still have the killer instinct to put a team away? Can we get everybody to play for the team and eliminate all selfishness? And then at halftime, when we're up 28-3, we challenged the team to play the best third quarter of the season, which I think they responded and tried to do that. So obviously, first team in Indiana history to go 12-0 in the regular season. And that's absolute, and regardless of what happens from here on out, this team will always be the first team in Indiana history to go undefeated in the regular season. So it's a great job by the players. We've got a lot of good players that have high character, a lot of leadership. It's a great job by the assistant coaches, the sports staff, Derek Goings and his staff. And I'm extremely appreciative of President Pam Whitten and Scott Dolson for their leadership and support in making this possible. Because it takes a commitment to make this possible. So we followed up an 11-1 with a 12-0. It's not a bad start. And I'm sure I'll get that question. Did I ever think that was possible? But I'll be honest with you, it happened so fast, I was just trying to figure out what I was going to pack and bring to Bloomington. And here we are. So, but I think everybody in the organization understands there's work to be done and what lies ahead, and we're excited for the future. Questions?
Zach, you're left in Niz.
Curt, I guess in that vein, you said a couple weeks ago against Wisconsin, after Wisconsin, you said it's hard for you to have sort of take that step back. But on a night when you do something that, as you say, is kind of final and forever, like, do you encourage your team to have a moment where they just sort of soak in and appreciate this has never happened before? Whatever you accomplish from here, you've done something historic.
Well, believe it or not, I don't control every thought and action and habit of our team or coaches. There's a lot of celebrating going on in that locker room right now. There's a lot of cigars being smoked, and they're having a good old time. And but they also understand that they get to enjoy it for 24 hours. And it's a great night for Indiana, for our fan base, our alums, our loyal supporters. Everybody that cares about Indiana. This is something that a lot of people probably thought couldn't happen. And it just goes to show you, when you have a commitment and a plan and you have the right people in place, anything's possible. So here we are, but more work to be done.
Niz on your left and Matt.
What's it been like, though? I mean, Aiden Fisher, first thing he does against the bucket, runs with a team, then runs over to you. Those JMU you guys, you've had a lot of these moments. Does that make you emotional that these guys followed you, came with you, and trusted you, and they've risen to these heights now in 2 years?
I guess it could if I dwelt on it. I don't have time, really. There's so many things that I'm involved with when the game ends. I did happen to notice that, and had a special moment with Tyreek Tucker, who, is somebody that I've known for a long time. And, so they've had a lot of great seasons. Yeah, they have, and we have together. But it's, it's our first undefeated regular season. We've had a lot of one-loss seasons. But this is a team. Everybody that contributed to this, from the president to the athletic director, his staff, the assistant coaches, all the support staff, and the players, their hard work, the players who graduated last year played a role to make this happen and carry that kind of momentum and credibility forward. It's something that everybody played a part in, and certainly our tremendous fans.
Man on your left and Pete.
Coach, again, the run game, just keep wearing them down. Eventually the dam breaks, you break their will. Passing game was maybe not as sharp, early on, but just your thoughts on that, on the O-line and the run game, especially with some moving parts there on the O-line, to go out there and 355 yards rushing.
Well, when you play in these kind of conditions, it sure helps if you can run the football, right? And, like people talk about, defense travels, run game travels too, especially in these kind of conditions. And the pass game took a while and really never quite was on point. But the run game sure was good. A lot of explosive plays, and the defense got some turnovers for us, and Purdue couldn't find the end zone, and special teams were solid. So it was a good all-around team win.
Peter on your left and Ravi.
Yeah, I think Curt, just the performance of Stephen Daly, he was dominant, especially early on.
Yeah, Daly's a guy that just keeps getting better and better and better. And there's another guy, I've known him for a long time, was in our camp at JMU, ran sub 4.4, 4.4, low 4.400, 40-yard dash in camp, 232 pounds, about 6% body fat at the time. And, you know, he was a sub 10, 800-meter guy in high school. And he played at a really small high school, and then he went to Kent State. And so, you know, he came here this summer, you know, he committed to us a few months before that. It's like he hadn't done anything. You know, he came in out of shape, but, you know, he's got the type of body, and, you know, in 2-3 weeks he was back in pretty good shape. But, you know, he's getting the kind of development now through, you know, nutrition, strength and conditioning, coaching, that kind of thing, where you're really seeing him start to blossom. You know, wish we had him for another year or two, but we don't. And you know, he's a key player for us right now.
Ravi in front and Jim.
Coach, what is it about this group that made them capable of 12-0 of doing this?
I don't know. I'm not sure I have the answer to that. You know, there's a lot of multiples and dynamics that go into that. I think the Illinois game was a big game for us. We had our eyes on them. We were kind of lurking in the weeds, so to speak, after last year. You know, we'd gotten hammered so badly because of how we played against Ohio State and Notre Dame. You know, we didn't talk about it, but it was there. It was there every day, every hour, every minute. And Illinois was coming to town, and they were getting hyped up, and they were number 9 in the country, and we were ready. And then from then on, we found a way. You know, when the games got tight at the end, we found a way to win it. The quarterback made the plays, receivers made the plays, the defense made the plays. So, you know, we are where we are, and there's some tough challenges ahead, but this is a team definitely capable.
Jim on your left and Daniel.
Curt, you alluded to it at the beginning of whether it be possible to go 12-0 at Indiana, I'm assuming, but as you look around the landscape, there's not very many 12-0 teams. How difficult is it, period, to go 12-0 in college football today, much less in the Big Ten?
It's really hard, I mean, especially at the P4 level. Man, I think there's only about 5 Big Ten teams that have gone undefeated in the regular season since 2000. It's 26 years, 25, 26 years. Ohio State a couple of times, Michigan once, Oregon once. Other than that, that's it. Indiana now, add them to the list.
Daniel in front and Zach.
I think from last year and now, you guys are now have outscored them 122-3. Do you take pride in that? Just how do you feel about that?
No, I mean, it's a rival game that's important. First of all, it's a game on our schedule, and every game's important. It's a rival game that means a lot to our lungs. So, you know, the water cooler on Monday, so to speak, right? The fact that we've outscored them like we have, it's just a fact of where we're at and where they're at right now. You know, they're going to get better. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to get better. Coach is going to do a great job improving that roster, coaching that football team. And, you know, they just sort of hit rock bottom. It timed up with my arrival. And we've had 2 nice nights against them.
Zach on your right, we'll wrap with Mike.
Coach, you talked about not seeing the improvement you wanted to from Penn State to Wisconsin. How much of tonight was solely focused on seeing that improvement that you didn't see?
That was the entire message today to the staff and the team is, you know, do we still have a killer instinct? Can we play for one another as a team and lead? You know, we don't have a lot of selfishness on this team, but anytime you have 105 players, there's some, right? Can we leave that in the locker room? If it doesn't show up on the field, can we get receivers blocking downfield, play in, play out? You know, can we get our safeties lining up with a sense of urgency? Everybody busting everybody on special teams. And and I'm sure it wasn't perfect. I know it wasn't perfect, but you know, it was a good night, and the whole deal was we wanted to walk out of this game with an exclamation point and not a question mark, and we did.
Mike, row two on your right, last one.
Coach, another first time ever is gonna be the Big Ten Championship game. You sat in Lucas Oil Stadium a year ago and said you were gonna get the team there. It's a year later and you've done it. How does that feel?
We're a year late. It'll be a great game.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll bring players over.